I want to give you some idea of how class is going to go and be run throughout the term, because we do things a little bit differently, trying to maximize the value of technology that's available to us. So we run the class entirely in OneNote. OneNote is a Microsoft program. If you're not familiar with it, you will be by the end of the term. And so what we do, and we don't use the whiteboard in class hardly at all, what we do is we project up this, what you're seeing right now on the screen. So what I did was I put together a sample class. So this, we'll do one of these for class 1, class 2. Every single class will have its own tab across here. So I put together this sample class. And this is what we will do. We'll come in and you'll be given this ahead of time. So you will have a starting point. So you notice we call it start. You'll have a starting point, and we'll try to make clear to you. So this could be a problem, and obviously it's not today, but this could be a problem. We will, if possible, we'll put the text of the problem up here, and we'll give you some idea of how to approach it and things. Sometimes it'll be fill in the blank as it is here, and sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll have PowerPoint slides, and sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll have Excel files, and sometimes it won't. But let me just quickly go through and give you some sense of what's going to happen. So here we're going to go through and we're going to say, okay, tax is the best. Well, this is obvious. It is so fun. What we also will do a fair bit of is we will, from the front, we'll have a pen and we'll say you truly understand something when you can explain it to someone else simply. And I'm not in a good position right now. My handwriting's not great, but it's better than this in class. Trust me, you can explain it to someone simply. Okay, and you can have your own answers to these. I'm not pretending these are right answers. And then a little association question here. Water is to life as what is to learning? In my opinion, the answer to this is questions. Okay, so that's deep and philosophical. You can think about that. So if we have PowerPoint slides, same thing. We won't be doing PowerPoint and clicking through them. Instead, we'll have them printed out here. And so we'll go through, okay, here's what we want to learn. We want this to be the best course. So let me highlight that for you. We want this to be the best, and we'll talk about this. This could mean different things to different people, right? So best is a very difficult term. We want to find new ways to improve your learning. We want to improve your learning, both your understanding of tax, but also learning how to learn better. And I'll make clear, we have high expectations, and we want you to have high expectations of us and each other. We're coming to this with great expectations for everybody. And then I don't know why I put this here, but there you go, the learning model, and it's all about integration. Why? Because that's what the world/employers want. We want people who are able to think holistically. Then the amazing thing too, so we're still just within the same page in OneNote. What we're going to be able to do in class here is we're going to be able to come in, and so we've embedded this Excel file. We're going to be able to come in and edit this file, and we can make any changes we want. So what I did here was actually, I'm sure some of you are a bit confused by the, if you've seen the syllabus already, the grading and how to work, and we'll dispel all of this in the first class, so don't worry about that. But this will help you understand it. And so you can come in here and we can edit this all we want. So we say, okay, you know what, I'm going to be a big contributor, so my grade, I'm going to get an 80. This will update. So I don't know if you saw that, but rewind if you didn't. It changed this number here. And this will tell you, if you plan to get these scores on all the components, this is what you'll get in the class under this what I'm calling the insurance scheme of grading. When we close this, we'll have the option to save or don't save. We'll save it, of course, and now you'll see that the 20 that used to be there is 80. So now class is over. We've talked about this. We've come back and we've said, you can do things here. You can edit this column, whatever we want to say. When class is all done, we will now have a second version of this. We will have, and I cheated and did it in advance, we'll have the filled version. Okay? So we will provide you the starting, which is blank, for you to work on. We'll also provide you with the filled, with everything we do in class, which means you'll have your own notes that you do in class. You'll have your own preparation, first of all. Then you'll have your own notes that you make in class. And then you'll have what we do as a class, all there for you. Okay? I hope that's clear. Now, how you get this and the best way to manage it, unfortunately, is not ideal. If you have a Mac computer, Microsoft does not make OneNote for Apple. I don't know why. I wish they did, but they don't. And so what that means is if you're a Mac user, we have to do this alternate version, which is called Evernote, and I'm going to explain that in a separate video. Okay, so you'll want to go and see that and see how that works. It works. It's not perfect, but it will work. And also, if you are a PC user and for some reason don't have OneNote, you also are going to want to use Evernote. But I would highly recommend, if you are a PC user, get OneNote. It's very cheap for you as a student. If you have Office, you have OneNote. It comes with Office. So be sure to look on your machine or look at the Office license that you have on your machine and make sure you don't have OneNote if you think you don't, because you might already have it. So watch the other 2 videos based on what system you're running to get yourself up to speed. And we'll work through this in the first class, but I'm convinced this is how things should be done. We're doing things inefficiently. There will be some learning curve to this, but once you embrace it, I think you will love it. And you don't have to. If you choose not to do any of this, I believe that I'm not putting you at any disadvantage from the baseline of what's usually done. Okay? Thanks.